Lately I have had the strangest feelings, with no very reason here to find. But yet the thought of losing you's been hanging around my mind. Far and frequently you're wearing perfume, and with it sends a special place to go. But when I asked when you be coming back, you said you don't know, never know. I'm a man of many wishes, hope my premonition misses. But what I really feel, my eyes won't let me hide, 'cause they always starts to cry. 'Cause this time could mean goodbye.
On the gridiron or courtside, you know what time it is. It's
Sports plus life. Sports plus life.
ringside or front court or field pass, we ballin' no. Knuckle up or buckle up, I tell it like it is when I'm on my show. Home run, slam dunk, knockout, or gossip dough.
Sports plus life.
Yeah.
Sports plus life. Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life, you feel me? And y'all already know it's about to go down today, cuz. So guess what? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off now, yeah. All right. How is everybody doing today? Please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns, and this here is Sports Plus Life, that there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. Now, just a quick spoiler alert. This isn't going to be one of those, long Sports Plus Life specials. This isn't going to be an hour or 2 hour podcast a day. Because it's Tuesday afternoon. I've had a very busy last couple of off days. I was damn near debating on just skipping this week and then going into next, but it was a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about, that I wanted to address, but I'm gonna kind of compact it down. But it is a beautiful Tuesday. I mean, this fall weather has absolutely been hitting. Absolutely. It has been hitting. It is on point. In the mornings, it's been a little chilly. Like when I woke up, take my kids to school this morning, it was like 41 degrees outside. God damn, cold. We almost it's time to defrost your car before you get in there. Almost. But once we get into that afternoon, the weather has definitely been hitting, but I've been very busy. But it is Tuesday, October the 19th, 2021. Okay. So before we get started, I gots to do it. I gots to show my love. I gots to show my appreciation for Springer Nation. Springer Love, hashtag Springer Love is real. Why is it real? Let's say it again. Because we say it's real, damn it. And all of my Springer fam, shout outs, how y'all doing? Love y'all, miss y'all. Don't forget, we getting up June. We getting up November the 5th, and that's just actually just a couple weeks away. The Holland Springs Verona game. Now I'm about to get us this website some free damn publicity. If you want to get tickets for the game, you have to go to gofan.co. All right. Thank you, Heather, for that information. That is gofan.co. And I was like, .co? Don't you mean gofan.com? And she was like, no. You know how we used to buy the tickets at the gate? We would just go up there and buy tickets at the gate. No, now it is gofan.co. So don't forget to go in there and get your tickets for the Holland Springs Verona game. And let's link up. Let's have a good time. Black and yellow. I don't care what class you are. Class of 01, we getting up, we chilling, showing our respect, and showing our appreciation towards each other. But this is HS versus Verona. I don't give a damn what your class year is. Black and gold all the way. Show out, show up, show out. Let's have fun. Let's have a ball, and let's beat them Blue Devils first and foremost. Let them know that we run this shit here.
Biatch.
Yeah, you heard what Snoop said, but no, some real stuff. Once again, shout out to all of my Black and Gold family. The love bombs keeps coming. I'm so proud of you guys for just being a part of that on Facebook and just keep on responding and giving your comments, and like it's wonderful. Shout outs to everybody. So you see, I started the show off today with a little bit of lately. You know, you could either, it depends on how far back you want to take it. You could either say Casey and JoJo, or if you want to take it back real far, you could say Stevie Wonder. Either way, I just took it back there. But like I said, I got some things I want to discuss. This is not going to be a long show, but it's time to get to the sports. So let's get to it. Okay, and when I say let's get to it in regards to sports, I'm going to start from a topic that we discussed last week, because literally as my podcast was uploading to YouTube, breaking news came out about the now former coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm talking about John Gruden. Now, last week when me and Tony were on here, we were discussing how, because the comments in regards to DeMaurice Smith, the NFL PA president, in regards to the big lips and the big lips comment from the email that was in 2011, you know, me and Tony both agreed, hey, no, he shouldn't need to be fired because of that. I mean, as a black man, I've heard way worse things than somebody saying Michelin lips or something like that. But apparently, you know, there were emails that were found that were very offensive to a lot of different genres, if you will, in life. There were homophobic comments made. There was insensitive in regards to race. The commissioner got called the P word. You know, so it basically what it led to was John Gruden resigning as the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. So, you know, when I heard about the emails, the new emails that were that had surfaced, I did not Facebook. I went on YouTube, posted a quick video on YouTube in regards to, you know, well, this is what we're just finding out. Now, this is the crazy thing, because it's not, when I say it's funny to me, I don't mean it in a ha-ha manner, but this was an investigation that was aimed in the direction of the Washington football team. Had nothing to do with the Raiders, but they found these emails sent from John Gruden that was predominantly to Bruce Allen, who was then the GM or vice president, had a high role right underneath the owner, Daniel Snyder. But these emails were sent to him. You know, like I said, Roger Goodell was called a P word. There was a comment made about Jeff Fisher, Roger Goodell saying that Roger Goodell shouldn't pressure Jeff Fisher to draft a queer. And he was talking about Michael Sam, of course, the football player who won Defensive Player of the Year, co-Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC when he played for Missouri in 2014, who came out, or was it 2013, who came out publicly right before the draft and announced that he was indeed gay, and his draft stock plummeted. He never played an actual down in the regular season for the NFL. Now look, NFL can give me any bogus reason that they want in regards to why Michael Sam never landed on anybody's active roster for a regular season week. Well, because his technique of that blah, 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 bullshit, because you don't win Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. Your projected draft stock is a second or third round draft pick, all the way to almost not being drafted at all, then not being able to make a team. We know why Michael Sam never played it down in the NFL. You know, it's funny when I hear this stuff get denied, just like we know why Colin Kaepernick has never been picked up by an NFL team. You can say all of the football terms you want, but I call bogus bullshit on both of them. But anyway, be that as it may, These emails were sent from John Gruden from a time period spanning from 2010 to 2018, right? All of which time he was not employed by the NFL. He was doing Monday Night Football, so he was employed by ESPN. But here's the thing. The NFL has recovered over 650,000 emails from that time period. Remember, this was an investigation on the terrible work culture of the Washington football team. Now, John Gruden sent these emails predominantly to Bruce Allen, the CEO of Hooters, and a couple other local CEOs in Tampa Bay, because remember, he was the coach of the Buccaneers as well, coached them to a Super Bowl championship back in 2002. So think about this, 650,000 emails, and the only thing you point out is John Gruden? Now, don't get me wrong, John Gruden deserves everything that he's getting, all the criticism, all the vitriol. If he didn't resign, he was going to get fired. A couple of points that kind of struck my attention. One, who snitched on him? Okay, because these stories was leaked to the New York Times and the Washington Post, or the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post. So, one, who blew the whistle? Who snitched on him? Like, real talk. Somebody told on him. Somebody wanted these emails to get leaked. Now, what gets me is that, like I said, 650,000 emails found. And the only person who's taking the fall for it is John Gruden. Bruce Allen is no longer with Washington. He could give a damn. This would affect him as far as if he's trying to get another job with the NFL team. That probably won't happen now. But the NFL Players Association has demanded the release of all 650,000 or more emails. The NFL has refused to do so. Now, come on now. You know where I'm going with this? You have to know where I'm going with this. What this means is that there were many more emails like this that was probably sent from people other than John Gruden that the NFL does not want to be made public. So in essence, John Gruden, while he got caught sending nasty emails, and he clearly still has a caveman mentality, and clearly what it's showing is that when it comes to higher ups in the NFL, it is what we thought it was, a good old boys club. But he is the fall guy. He appears to be the fall guy. He is the sacrificial lamb, if you will, in regards to this conspiracy, because while the NFL is trying to put on this image of, hey, we're evolving and blah, 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 and they may be, but I think that those emails should indeed be made public. Because, look, if you want to clean up something, if you want to clean up a sport, if you want to clean up a region, if you want to clean up a business, people who feel this way, who have let it be known that they feel this way, gotta go if you want to really clean this up. And what I think is the NFL has found some emails with some discouraging messages from people who are so powerful, names who are so powerful, that it would definitely maybe strike a true blow to the gut of NFL fans. Now, look, I'm going to tell you something straight up. I don't give a damn who they say said what in any email. I'm still going to watch my football. And this is what I think Roger Goodell needs to understand, because I'm sorry, Goodell comes off to me as a real punk in this situation. Now, I ain't gonna call him the other P word that John Gruden called him, but he's coming off as a real punk in this situation, because if you're trying to clean up a sport, if you're trying to clean up a business, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if the owner's name is Jerry Jones and he said something out the way that he needs to be gotten rid of in terms of being in the business sense of the National Football League. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't give a damn if it was the owner of the Denver Broncos. If they said something out the way, goodbye, bye-bye. If you truly want to clean up a sport, you have to dig deep into the fabrics of this disease known as racism and entitlement and whatever. Because look, like I said, as a black man, I don't take, hey, he has big lips. Okay, so what? I mean, do you think that really hurts my feelings? I mean, I'm not one of these thin-skinned new people out here now. No. But if it goes deeper and beyond that, why are you just stopping at John Gruden? Why are you just stopping at John Gruden? That's my problem. That's my beef. That's my issue. Because it clearly goes beyond John Gruden. Names that are more powerful than John Gruden. People who write checks out to these players. John Gruden doesn't do that. He's an employee just like every other player on the Raiders franchise. And ironically, here's the ironical part, is that there was a homophobic statement made by John Gruden in the email, and who the only active NFL gay player plays for the Raiders. You can't make this stuff up. You really cannot make this stuff up. And what I'm saying is this goes way beyond John Gruden. It is some owners, I guarantee you, it is some owners who are in email, who they have found in emails, making the most misogynistic, racial, homophobic, all of the above. I guarantee you find those owners, you find some owners in those emails, and the NFL does not want it to get out. But if you're really trying to clean up the culture of a sport, sorry, we have to know, because these people have to go. I'm serious. And I'm being honest when I tell you, man, Roger Goodell comes off looking like a punk. I mean, look, if you know that there's more information out there and you're sitting here trying to protect these fuckers, then that makes you no better than these fuckers. Straight up. Now, let me get to the scores. Last Thursday, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Philadelphia Eagles 28-22. A game that kind of seemed like Tampa was just coasting, and all of a sudden the Eagles made a rally to make the game interesting, but the Bucs still won by 6 points. Going into Sunday's game, there was an early game because it was in London. The Miami Dolphins versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Jacksonville's lost 20 straight games. They hadn't won a game since week 1 of last season. Tua's coming back. You figure, hey, Miami can go ahead and end this little 4-game losing streak. And Tua played well, but the Dolphins lost to Jacksonville with a field goal at the end of the game. So Jacksonville's long losing streak is over. Urban Meyer, who probably is the happiest person of all that all this John Gruden talk has started, because now they can get off of Urban Meyer, and for something that I don't think nobody needed to be on Urban Meyer about anyway. But he gets his first win as an NFL coach. Battle for first place in the NFC North, the Packers at the Bears. Aaron Rodgers said it best to the Chicago Bears fans: I own you. I still own you. And yes, he does, as the Packers won 24-13. Bengals at the Lions. Me and Tony both said Bengals are going to win this. The Lions have come across some bad fortune over the course of these first 6 regular season games. This game, the Bengals just bust their ass. I mean, they did 34-11. Again, the Cincinnati Bengals are ahead of schedule. This reminds me of 10 years ago when Carson Palmer demanded to be traded from Cincinnati, and they drafted Andy Dalton, they drafted AJ Green, and the Bengals went to the playoffs every year for the next 5 years. This has that feel. Cincinnati is no joke. They are not to be trifled with. Next game in the AFC South, the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. It was a one-sided curb stomping for the Colts. They beat the Texans 31-3. The Los Angeles Rams went into the Meadowlands, the swamps of Jersey, and laid the Smidak down on the Giants 38-11. I'm going to tell you, the Giants look bad, and it's now, not only are we going to question the job that Dave Gettleman has done as GM, now we're going to start to question Joe Judge, the head coach. Because while the Giants, all of last year, even though they had a rough start last year as well, you saw signs of progression last season. You can't say that about the New York Giants this year. They look, and it's funny because last week I was saying I started to see something with them, but going into their game against Dallas, I was starting to see something in them, and that all just fell to crap when they played the Cowboys, and it continued when the Rams came into town. Next game, Kansas City Chiefs at the Washington football team. The Chiefs got back to 500, beating Washington 31-13 in a game where Patrick Mahomes threw for almost 400 yards but had a couple of early picks. The Chiefs were actually losing this game late in the third quarter. Then they went off, as only Kansas City can do. Next game, Minnesota at Carolina. Carolina was 3-2. Minnesota was 2-3. The Vikings won in overtime, 34-28. Kirk Cousins threw for 373 yards. What was supposed to be the game of the day, the Los Angeles Chargers at the Baltimore Ravens, 2 4-1 teams, turned into an absolute beatdown by Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. 34-6. Baltimore stomps the Chargers, who maybe was starting to perhaps feel themselves a little bit. They were starting to maybe, get a little full of themselves, believe in their own press clippings. But the Ravens, Lamar Jackson starting to look like MVP for him again, man. And then another game that was potentially supposed to be a game of the day preview was the Arizona Cardinals, the undefeated Arizona Cardinals, at the Cleveland Browns. Now, Arizona did not have their head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, tested positive for COVID-19. They were down their center. And you know what that meant for the Cardinals? Nothing. They walked into Cleveland and beat the shiznai out the Cleveland Browns, who suddenly, a lot of questions are starting to come up. When you looked at this Browns roster at the beginning of the season, I saw Super Bowl contender. That's definitely what I saw with Super Bowl contender. And right now, it's starting to fall apart. But what can you say about Kyler Murray and these Arizona Cardinals? They are for real. They are legit. I mean, I will give my rankings in the NFC once I finish with these scores in the NFC and the AFC. Next game, those Raiders who had to go through it with their now former head coach played my Denver Broncos, who started off 3-0 and now have dropped their third straight and again at home. God damn it, man.
God damn.
My Denver Broncos lose to the Raiders 34-24, and what I'm seeing from the Denver Broncos is that we're not as good as I thought we were, going to be. Now, I didn't think that we would start the season 6-0. I figured we may drop a game to the Ravens and or the Steelers. But I thought as soon as we stepped up in competition, the losses started piling up. Not too late, though. We're still 3-3. And then the next game, which was one of the games of the day, the Dallas Cowboys defeated the New England Patriots 35-29 in overtime. And that was a wild finish. I'm not going to lie to you. That was an absolutely wild finish. The Cowboys finished 5-1. The Cowboys are now improved to 5-1, All right, Cowboy fans. Okay. Go ahead and keep on feeling yourself, because it's going to be that much more funny when the collapse happens. When it all comes tumbling down. Because believe me, it's coming down. It's going to happen. And I will be there to laugh hysterically. So pump your chest out now, Cowboy fans. Go ahead. That's what y'all do when y'all have a little bit of success, because you ain't used to it. But once again, when that happens, I will be there. And I will laugh my ass off at it. Your day is coming. Trust and believe. But anyway, off to the next game. The Sunday night game, the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers won in overtime, 3 overtime games on Sunday. The Seattle Seahawks look like they could be in trouble. While Geno Smith didn't play horrible, it's kind of, it's gut-wrenching to watch the Steelers play. But a Mike Tomlin team is going to be prepared. They were 1-3. Everybody was burying them. Now they've won 2 straight. They're 3-3. And anything can happen, especially when you can play defense. Now, last night's Monday Night Football game was a thriller. The Tennessee Titans over the Buffalo Bills 34-31. The Buffalo Bills were stopped short of a 4th and 1 at the Tennessee 2. I don't blame McDermott for going for it, because you have a big physical quarterback like Josh Allen, and he really lost his footing on the quarterback sneak. And but a big win for the Titans. And Derrick Henry, man. Derrick goddamn Henry, man. I mean, this guy is sensational. He really is. 143 yards. This guy, I mean, should nobody be more grateful to Derrick Henry than Ryan Tannehill? Because Derrick Henry got Ryan Tannehill paid. He's keeping Ryan Tannehill relevant. This big, burly, bruising, damn defensive lineman that they have playing running back, just, he's on pace to rush for 2,000 again. And now we have an extra game. Eric Dickerson's single season record may be in jeopardy. It may be in jeopardy. So now, as I say that, I'm going to give my top 7 teams. We have playoff You have 7 spots. I'm not going to name them as record. I'm going to give you my top 7 teams off of from each conference. So I will start with the AFC, and it's a little tough. It's actually a little tough, so I'll start from 7 and work my way up. I have to start off number 7, the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to put some respect on their name as the two-time defending AFC champions. They still have an explosive offense, and I can't summariously dismiss them. Number 7. Number 6, I have to go with the Raiders. Especially that was mentally tough. That was very mentally tough what they did on Sunday, coming off of everything that they went through with their coach. And then going into a hostile place like Denver, I said last week, I said either we're going to beat the hell out of them or they're going to beat the hell out of us. And don't let the score fool you, 34-24. They beat the hell out of us. So I put the Raiders at number 6. At number 5, I have to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Once again, the Bengals are so ahead of schedule. Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase is already a top 3 quarterback wide receiver duo in the league. So I have to put the Bengals at number 5. At number 4, I have to put the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans, they're sitting in first place in their division. They have the best running back in football. They're skilled. They really are loaded. They're a loaded football team. You still have AJ Brown and Julio Jones at the wide receiver position. So I have to put them at number 4. At number 3, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers. They got smacked down to reality, but when you look at this team, they're still loaded. Justin Herbert is going to be a stud. I think he's definitely going to be in that position of being talked about as a top 5 quarterback in this league by the time that this season is over. Number 2, I'm going to have to put the Buffalo Bills. Even though the Buffalo Bills just lost yesterday, close game, they lost by a yard. They could have took the conventional route and tied it, sent it overtime, but I'm not mad. The Bills are still a loaded team. Josh Allen is going to be an MVP candidate, is going to be in the MVP discussion. But number 1, I got to give it to the Baltimore Ravens. Do you know why? Because like I said when I first started this show in 2018, the Lamar Jackson era is here. I said it back then. I'ma say it now. Lamar Jackson is the number 1 motherfucking reason that the Baltimore Ravens are the number 1 team in the AFC by my standards right now. Now on to the NFC. Little tougher. Wee bit tougher. Just a wee bit tougher, me lad. And first at number 7, the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings right now are at 3-3, which there are a bunch of NFC teams right now at 3-3. But the Vikings at 3-3 because they've weathered some storms at the beginning of the season. They had a couple of tough losses that could have easily been wins, most notably at Arizona where their field goal kicker missed, a 37-yard field goal? But they have steadied the course, and they're right there. I don't think they'll win that division. I think that's Green Bay's division to win. But you could see Minnesota perhaps slithering into a wild card spot. They are number 7 for me. Number 6 is the New Orleans Saints. The Saints had a bye week this past week, but they are 3-2. We've gotten some Jekyll and Hyde performances from Jameis Winston and the Saints team as an individual, but they are 3-2. I said I would root for them early in the season because I really do want to see Jameis Winston do well. When you get Michael Thomas back, that will help all the more. This defense is definitely legit, but for the first time in the Sean Payton New Orleans Saints era, we actually have questions about the offense, but I think they are going to do their thing, and I do think they will at least make the playoffs. So I have the Saints at number 6. Number 5, number 5, I have the Dallas Cowboys. How the hell? Look, I'm pretty sure Cowboy fans are saying, number 5, be you tripping? That's just because you're a hater, you're a Cowboys troll, you're hating on us. How the hell can we be number 5? Okay, I'll motherfucking tell you how I have you at number 5. Because I don't think you're better than the 4 teams I'm going to name. Now, you're playing good. You're playing good football, particularly situational football. Trayvon Diggs is a stud. I'm not going to take that away from him. Dak Prescott is playing like he never left. But again, you're in the weakest division in football. Well, at least by some form of fashion, because I think the AFC South might be a little weaker. But This wasn't Tom Brady's Patriots that you beat. You got away with one against the Chargers, okay? And the Carolina Panthers obviously ain't as good as we thought they were going to be. Nonetheless, you took advantage. That's what you're supposed to do. And I have you 5th on my top 5, on my top 7 teams in the NFC. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers. We were all ready to bury the Packers after week 1. Football is the sport of overreaction. But all Green Bay has done since that week 1 embarrassment at New Orleans, which was really at Jacksonville, is win 5 straight games. Aaron Rodgers is confident again. He's cocky again. I don't think he ever lacked confidence, but the team is starting to roll. They've won 5 straight games. They're 5-1. They're going to win their division clearly, and I have them as the number 4 best NFC team according to me. Number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You say, well, B, they are the defending champions. They are 5-1. They got Tom Brady. He's playing like an MVP. They got Antonio Brown. They got Chris Godwin. They got Mike Evans. They got Gronk, who's been injured, but they still got O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate. How the hell can you have them at number 3? I tell you why. Because Tampa Bay's defense stinks. Okay? They might look, everybody read too much stuff in this. Hey, we're bringing back all 22 starters. As I've said since the beginning of the regular season, this Bucs defense got hot at the end of last season, into the playoffs. They got hot at the perfect time. They got hot. The secondary has always been an issue with this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. You get Richard Sherman, guess what? Now he's out for a few weeks with a hamstring injury. You'll win your division, but I have them as the 3rd best team because the first 2, because 2 and 1, I believe are better than them. Number 2, the Los Angeles Rams, who, wait a minute, smoked Tampa Bay when they came to Los Angeles. They're 5-1. Matthew Stafford will be in the MVP discussion. And that offense, Sean McVay is looking like a kid in a candy store when it comes to play calling. Now, me personally, I have very high expectations of the Rams. Do you know why? Because when you made the trade, Matt Stafford for Jared Goff, Stafford has to be the guy that wins it for you. Jared Goff took you to a Super Bowl. So if Matthew Stafford takes you to a Super Bowl, to me, you ain't done nothing. You haven't done anything because you did that with your last quarterback. But they look great right now. And number 1, you guessed it, the undefeated Arizona Cardinals, who smoked the Los Angeles Rams a couple of weeks ago. Kyler Murray, right now, if you ask me, he should be the leader in regards to the MVP, the leader in the MVP race. The Cardinals' offense right now looks unstoppable. Their defense looks tough to deal with. J.J. Watt has found the fountain of youth. A.J. Green has found the fountain of youth. We all know what DeAndre Nuke Hopkins is. And then you got guys like Christian Kirk, and then that rookie Rondell Martin, whatever his name is. This motherfucker can flat out fly. The Arizona Cardinals are dangerous. They are legit. I didn't have them beating the Rams. I didn't have them beating the Browns. And not only did they beat both of those teams, they beat the shiznai out of both of those teams. The Cardinals have put the NFL world on notice. We here. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. And we coming. We going for the gusto. So those are my top 7 teams from the NFC and the AFC. Now, what I'm about to do right now, I'm about to make these picks for next week real quick. Do you feel me? Can you dig it? Do you dig? All right, let me settle down. Now, let's start Thursday's game. Oh, okay. Denver at Cleveland. I'm sick and tired of picking my team to win because we found ways to lose. I'm picking Cleveland to win. To Sunday's games, Washington at Green Bay. Make this quick, Green Bay. Kansas City at Tennessee. Very interesting game. You know, I'm actually going to go with the Titans. Who the hell from Kansas City is stopping Derrick Henry? The Falcons at the Dolphins. You know, you would look at this as a time for the Dolphins to perhaps gain some ground, but I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Had y'all fooled. I think Tua's going to bounce back. They got to. Flores, you're going to start looking at him too. Jets at the Patriots. Patriots, that's simple. Panthers at the Giants, 2 sliding teams. I'm going to go with the Panthers to beat the Giants in Giant Stadium. Big game in the AFC North. The Bengals at the Ravens. First place on the line. I got to go with that boy Lamar Jackson, even though that boy Joe Burrow ain't nothing but the truth. Eagles at Raiders. The Raiders have been united by this Gruden issue. I'm going with the Raiders over the Philadelphia Eagles, who I love so much. homecoming game. Well, I'm not even going to say, yes, homecoming game for Jared Goff as he was called out by his coach. The Lions go to the Rams, and the Rams, come on now, the Rams might throw up 50 on Detroit. Next game, Houston at Arizona. Arizona will improve to 7-0. A revenge game for DeAndre Hopkins and J.J. Watt as they go against their former teams. Bears at Buccaneers, kind of a revenge game for the Bucs, as remember the Bears did beat them on Thursday Night Football last season. I'm going with Tampa Tom to beat up on Justin Fields and those Bears. In the Sunday night game, kind of a clunker. The Colts at the 49ers. These teams are definitely not where you thought they would be at the beginning of the regular season. I'm going to go with San Francisco coming off the bye week. And the Monday night game, New Orleans at Seattle, Geno Smith versus Jameis Winston. I got to give that edge to Jameis Winston. Seahawks are in trouble, y'all. So now, with that being said, let's move on to the NBA. And this is one of the most anticipated seasons in recent memory because of all of the free agency moves. But I'm pretty sure you're going to be saying that about NBA seasons to come for quite some time. Now, there are 2 games on tonight. The first one is the Milwaukee Bucks against the Brooklyn Nets. The Bucks will unveil their banner. And then the second game is the Los Angeles Lakers against the Golden State Warriors. The new look Lakers and the Warriors, Klay Thompson, will be getting on a basketball court playing a regular season game for the first time in over 2 years. Now, when it comes to basketball, let me discuss about one person first, Kyrie Irving. Obviously, Kyrie Irving will not be with the Brooklyn Nets tonight because, again, he will not take the vaccine, and the Brooklyn Nets came out and said that we don't just want him as a part-time basketball player, pretty much. They're saying Kyrie can return to the Nets when he is a full participant, a.k.a. when he gets vaccinated. Now, my stance on athletes and getting vaccinated has not changed. I think if you are a professional athlete, I don't give a damn what sport it is, I believe you should get vaccinated. I'm not part of that little society where it's vaccinated versus the unvaccinated. I think that's stupid. But because of your job description as a professional athlete, I believe that you should be vaccinated because you have to deal with other athletes, you have to deal with the press, you have to deal with, you have to deal with the public. That's the only reason why. Where Kyrie Irving came out on Instagram Live after, I guess, hearing all of the vitriol that was being poured out by Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins, and honestly, who gives a damn what they think? To be honest with you, who cares? But where Kyrie loses me at is he's saying that he's sitting out, that he's making the stance because there have been people in the workspace who have lost their jobs because of a refusal to get vaccinated. And I understand that, I get all of that, but this is where he loses me because what is you sitting out and missing basketball games and missing money gonna do for those people who have lost their jobs due to their vaccination status? What does that mean to them? These are people who are probably who are living check to check, trying to keep their head above water. You're a person who is a multi-millionaire. You never have to work again in real life if you don't want to. So that's not good. Like if I'm in that situation and because of my vaccination status, I get laid off from work, you really think I'm gonna? This is what I'm gonna say. You know what? I just lost my job. Because I refused to get vaccinated. Fuck that vaccine. But you know what? It's gonna be all right because Kyrie Irving decided he ain't gonna play basketball because of it. I don't give a damn. Who cares? I'm being honest. Look, I know that Kyrie Irving has a huge heart, and I believe his heart is really in the right place. But this loses me. I don't get it. Because if you really want to help these people, who have not been vaccinated, who don't want to get vaccinated, and who have lost their job because of such, which I think is stupid, at least if you're outside of the athletic sports realm. But if you want to help them, why would you quit your job? Why don't you get vaccinated, play basketball, and give every other game check to families who have lost their job, who've lost their employment because of their vaccination status. Help them finance. That's the best way you can help these people, not by sitting out. Yeah, I'm not going to work today. No, my vaccination said I got fired from my job. But guess what? Kyrie ain't playing ball. Nobody cares, bro. In society, in real life, for people who live check to check, which is why a number of people have gotten vaccinated because they can't afford that. Not trying to be funny. Kyrie Irving, if you were to ever to hear this, which I doubt, but if you were to ever hear this, and I say this with all due respect, nobody gives a damn if you decide not to play basketball because you refuse to get vaccinated. You don't ever have to work again in the rest of your natural-born human life because you've made so much money already. That's not going to help anybody who is not working because of their vaccination status. If you really want to help, get your ass on that basketball court, play basketball, donate every other check. The whole $381,000 that you make per basketball game. You can chop that up by $60,000 and dish that out to families who are having those problems that you're upset with. You can help them financially. If you gave me $60,000 right now, that is a game changer for me. That might be a weekend in Vegas for you. That is a game changer for me. So if you really want to help, you can help that way, bro. I'm being dead serious. Because people who live from check to check don't want to hear about a multimillionaire getting mad because people are being laid off because of vaccination status, so they're not going to work either because you already good. I mean, I'm being real, and I'm not saying that your cause is dumb. I just don't understand it when there are other ways that you can help people. Not to mention the platform that you have as an NBA player, an NBA star, that you can bring this to a bigger light every time you do a press conference, which is after every single game. This is what I don't get. This is what I don't understand. Because the more you're not playing basketball, the more people are going to forget about you, bro. And this is the sad, cold truth. We know you as a basketball player and Uncle Drew. I don't see no Uncle Drew movies coming out, or Uncle Drew commercials for that matter coming out. But this is how we know you. This is how we can listen to you. This is how you can spread your message. Use what you have been blessed to have to bless others. That's honestly the way I feel about it. And on to another topic. Ben Simmons got kicked out of practice today. So he's suspended for tomorrow's season opener. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, Ben Simmons finally reported to camp last week. You know, he ended his holdout because he really didn't want to lose all that money. So he's probably going to be as disruptive as it can be until the Philadelphia 76ers get rid of him. But, such is life. Honestly, because if that's me, your black ass is going to be on that court, or your high yellow ass is going to be on that court until that contract is of the year 2025. Because that's how long you signed on for, bruh. That's just me. So if you want to be, disgruntled and disrespectful and babyish, why don't you be disgruntled and disrespectful when it comes to shooting a jump shot? That's what I'd say about Ben Simmons. And it really doesn't bring me any pleasure to saying that because I am a Ben Simmons fan. I think Ben Simmons is like a lockdown cornerback when it comes to defense. But if you want to play the position of point guard, you have to improve offensive areas of your game, partner. It is really that simple. It is that simple for you to be a point guard in the NBA of the A. And getting back to Kyrie Irving, this is why when all of these free agent moves happen, particularly with the Lakers and the Nets, and everybody's screaming, Lakers versus Nets, Lakers versus Nets, when are y'all going to realize that we never, ever get the matchups that we truly want? I think we were sick of Cleveland versus Golden State after year 2. I honestly do. If not after year 2, definitely after year 3. So we don't ever really get the matches we really want. Because think about this, in the NBA circles, how long have we been waiting for a Lakers-Clippers series? At first it was Lakers-Clippers for the Western Conference Championship. We'll take Lakers-Clippers first round right now. But it's just because it's something that we have been hyped up to see by the moves that were made in the offseason, the star power, the names, all of the above. But we don't ever see them. So don't get your hopes up for this Brooklyn versus Lakers NBA Finals preview. It's a long way to go until June, pimp. It's a long way to go until June when it is the NBA Finals, because now we are back on a regular NBA schedule. Hopefully it can remain like that. Hopefully we don't have any more outbreaks. But seriously, when the hell do we actually get the matchups that we want? Particularly in sports, particularly in basketball, in the NBA. When do we get it? Didn't we want Brooklyn and the Lakers last year? We just wanted Brooklyn versus one of the LA teams last year. We got close with the Clippers. But matter of fact, the Clippers advanced further than the Nets. They advanced further than the Nets did. So, but the NBA tips off. I'm not full gauge into the NBA until football season starts. I'll be watching. I'll be paying attention. Definitely interested to see what my Los Angeles Lakers are going to look like tonight with all of those new additions. Interested to see what Golden State is going to look like as well, because I know that they were looking for a notable free agent to pick up this year or to possibly trade for. It didn't happen, so I'm definitely interested. But you're gonna have Clay is coming back, and you see Steph, Andre Iguodala is back with the Warriors. So we'll see. So that excitement kicks off tonight. Matter of fact, in an hour. By the time this thing loads up to you guys, y'all will be knee deep in the first quarter or the second quarter of Bucks versus Nets. Yes, you will. So with that being said, where the buzzer. Okay, definitely will have my man Tony back on next week. Like I said, I have just been mad busy over the past couple of days. Hey, Tony, bro, if you're listening to this, I got you. We linking back up next week so we can do some talk. And again, that Dallas Cowboy message was meant for you and all of you other disgusting, despicable Cowboys fans. It's almost Halloween, and you're scary. Not scary good, just scary because you're so irritating, that damn fan base of yours. But anyway, definitely hit that like button. If you guys have not hit the like button, definitely hit that subscription button as well. Become part of the Sports Plus Life family. Again, it's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns. We are almost at the 150th episode of Sports Plus Life. All this does is just show that I'm persistent. Again, I don't do this podcast to get a number of likes, get a number of views. I do it because I love to do it. And that's, if there's anything out there in life that you love to do that shit. All right, again, it's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns. Another episode of Sports Plus Life. I'm out this bit. I'ma holla at y'all soon. Love you guys. Peace.